Hi everybody. Today on Art Joy is Sharing, we kicked off artist trading cards. That's artist trading cards every day for the month of June. And if you're part of Art Joy is Sharing, that's our Facebook group, we do this every year. We've done it, I think, since 2016 maybe. It's been a number of years. Anyway, we are doing it once again this year. The hashtag is ATC a day, ATCAD 2021. And it just means that you're going to be creative every day, creating artist trading cards. So here are some backgrounds, and we're talking about, different sizes and shapes of artist trading cards. Artist trading cards typically are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. And if you're part of the Art Joy Sharing group, the backer page that I'm showing you is a file that's available to you to download in our Facebook group, so you can put your backers on your pages. So these are artist trading card stencils, and I used them with some alcohol ink on some Yupo, and I will be using these this month in my cards that I create. But what I do many times is just create a whole bunch of backgrounds. So you'll see in my videos and in my photos, these backgrounds are going to pop up again because I do them in mass and then cut them down and put them into a baseball card box to save them so that I've got them to use. But the thing I like about those ATC stencils is you've got 9 different images on those stencils. And this one that I'm cutting down right now is the one that I'm going to start today with. I looked things over from the selection that I had, and I thought this was where I wanted to begin. So I'm cutting it down to 2.5 by 3.5. I'm going to move some of this other stuff out of my way. Sorry for the glare that Yupo does kind of glare, but you can see I've got several different backgrounds there, but the middle one is what I'm going to work on first. So artist trading cards are something that we can use up all of those little bits and pieces from our stash for. I have a bunch of stuff. These are rub-ons that, I've used in the past, and I'm just going to rub some of those images onto that background. And I'm showing these baseball card sleeves. This is typically how I like to mail my cards out. There are lots of different ways to store them, but those sleeves are handy, and some people like to get the ones that go into the notebooks. You can get them where there's like 9 to a page or something like that. But yeah, it's an easy way to trade cards, just like baseball cards and football cards, all the sports cards. Well, we're doing art cards. So I have these people. These are Tim Holtz doll picture things, and I'm deciding to use one of those on my first card. Gonna put a foundation down for my girls to stand on and colorize the edge of this Yupo with a metallic marker. And then I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive to these little paper dolls because I want them to stand up off of the surface. So I'm just adding that, and then I'm looking it over, trying to see what kind of a quote or saying I want to add to this. And these 2 girls look like they're friends, so I find a friend quote and I add that, and then I start thinking about, well, what else can I add? And I went and found some pearl embellishments and added them. I was thinking they were going to be pearls on the front of their dresses, but they were just too big. So I probably could have used some pearl, what do they call that? Like pearl drops to do that with, but I didn't. I was in the moment. So this is my artist trading card stamp, and I'm just going to stamp the backer that's going to go on that card. I like to put a backer on my cards and tell people who made it and what the name of it is, and what the contact information is, what the date was, and what number it was. So I'll glue that down, and then I will move on and create my second ATC for the day. We've got several things coming up next month, so I need to work ahead a little bit. Got company coming in, and I've got some surgery scheduled, and so I'm going to, do a little bit of work ahead of time because I may not be available every day in the month of June. I'll be sitting in the surgical center or something, so got to make hay while the sun shines, right? So now I'm going to start on my second project, which is a die cut on an alcohol ink background. I had made a few backgrounds last week on the show, and so I had some alcohol ink backgrounds, and I decided to die cut this. Now this is on some heavy Yupo paper, and I'm having a little bit of difficulty weeding that out of the die. Some of these really fine ones take a lot of fussing just to get it out, and I didn't want to tear it because I wanted the whole piece intact. So yeah, I spent a little bit of time weeding, and I finally get that die cut out of the die. Trying to remember, I think this is a Making Memories die. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, there's a lot of these floral dies on the market. Tim Holtz and Sizzix, I know, has a bunch of them. And I know that because I own a few of them. So I am going to make a different color background. I looked through my stash, didn't find what I wanted, and I wanted some yellows and greens to go behind this purple, complementary type colors that are going to go with the piece. So I have another piece of Yupo. I'm going to put some gloves on because I don't really want to stain my hands today. And I'm going to spritz this Yupo with some alcohol ink, 91 proof, and start adding some of those Marabou inks in the yellows and greens. And then I'll start blowing that around, getting it to move and dry. And yeah, I think that's going to work out just fine. So adding a little bit of blending solution. I don't want this to get too dark because I want that purple die cut to stand out on it. I just want a little bit of color and texture in the background. So I've got to dry that down, cut it down to the 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and then I realize I want a border on it. I don't think I want it to cover the whole thing, so it's actually going to be 2 by 3, and then I'm going to mount it on the backer piece. So I've got my tonic guillotine cutter, just trying that out on that coloring and see if I like it. And I do, but as I put this together, I'm gonna stamp the backer piece with my information like I do for artist trading cards. And I'll fill that information out, and then I will mount the Yupo piece to the front. Now, if you're new to my channel, this is something that is offered from Art Joy Sharing, which is a Facebook group that Chelsea and I run. And it's just where people share art. And we have a lot of fun each month. We have prompts each month. And if you're not familiar with the group, come and join us. All you have to do is answer 3 simple questions, and we let you in the group. We just don't want any robotic craziness going on. So we need to know you're a real person and that you'll follow along and be considerate of others. So I'm going to glue that piece down to the backer, and then I will add my die cut and add a sentiment, which is another die cut. And I end up using a sparkle pen on it, and then decide that I want it to have a little more dimension, so I'll use some 3D dimensional adhesive on that to show that off a little bit. Now, at the beginning of this video, you will have noticed a graphic which talks about the Artist Trading Card Challenge that we're running this month. And if you follow Shell and I on Instagram, I'm Peg A. Robinson on Instagram, you can grab that graphic and share it on your Instagram and let people know that you're going to participate in the challenge so that we can come and find you and follow you. Be sure and use the hashtag ATCaday 2021. And then when we are looking for your artwork, we can find it easily and follow. And then, if you're making videos or anything like that, be sure and, add them to the Facebook group so that we know what you're doing and we can see what you're doing. So some of the people have already grabbed that hashtag and are going to be playing along with us. And if you save that hashtag to your favorites, you'll be able to see everything all at once. All you have to do is do a search for that hashtag, and you'll be able to see all the people that are using that hashtag. So there's number 1, number 2, and I'm going to get to number 3 here shortly because, it's an hour-and-a-half show that we do each week, and that allowed me a half hour for each one of these artist trading cards. So you can see me just putting the dimensional adhesive on that joy. Help it stand out a little bit more off the page. So now I'm just looking for another background. I've got a number of different things there, and I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do next. And I have this sheet music that has some color on it. And, originally I thought I was going to use another one of these Yupo pieces, but, I've done 2 of those. Let's do something different. So I'm going to get that piece of sheet music that's got the paint on it, and I'm going to glue that down to a backer. And I will stamp my backer so that I can label this. A lot of times what we do is we just send this stuff out to our friends. And by friends, I mean all of you that are in our Facebook group. We do have a Happy Mail list in there, and if you want to receive Happy Mail, you just add your name and address to that Happy Mail list. And, you know, if somebody has extra things like artist trading cards that they want to put a smile on somebody's face with, well, we just go to the Happy Mail list and start mailing things out. So, you know, come and join us, and maybe you will be receiving and sending Happy Mail. So I've glued that down on a piece of black cardstock, and I'm going to stamp an image. This is a stamp from Stampington, and I'm going to get my stamp edge scissors. You guys still have these in your stash? I have several of these pairs of scissors that I've kept over the years. I really like the decal edge, the stamp edge, the pinking shear edge, and, you know, they had some really wacky, crazy edges, but these are the ones that I liked, and I kept them over the years. So I'm going to darken the edge with a little archival ink, and go around the edge of the card there, and these little, they look like little postage stamps by the time I get them cut out. And so I will glue those onto the front of the card. I'm going to take a piece of that paper and cut it down for a backer and stamp my information block on the back. And fill this out with artist trading card information for number 3. And that will be it for the show today. We actually finished 3 artist trading cards for the live show. And then we will keep on working for the whole rest of the month, creating more artist trading cards. And I hope you can join us. I hope you enjoy making this sort of thing and sharing it with others. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again with another artist trading card video. Bye for now.